The T-34s are on move. And Jibber has the... Hello and welcome to another auto match cast here by Alpern, of course. That's me. In this round we have none other than Jibber in the northeast corner, weighing a total of 20 kilos, playing as the OKW faction here. And facing off versus Jibber, we have the talker here, VonIvan, playing as the Soviets, already here locking in the airborne troops tactics, which of course comes with the SVT's airdropped weapons. Quite nice. And we do have a King Kubel wagon here coming out for Jibber on the glorious map CoH2, made by the most awesome Austrian I know of, known as Capen. So we do have some quite aggressive capping here by the Stern Pioneer on the VP. As the Kubel is driving around, seems he's looking for the middle VP. I know Jibber likes to do the opposite of what most other Kubel players do. He actually plays quite offensively with the Kubel wagon, trying to get the bleed in. Meanwhile, he is basically slow capturing with his infantry. But a lot of people like to do the opposite, where you fight aggressively with your infantry squads and then you slow cap with the Kubel wagon. But I do like this approach, where you go aggressive with the Kubel. It reminds me more of how you play the UC, right? Where you use it offensively instead of just slow cap with it. But yeah, very different and interesting playstyle here from Jibber. Solid engagements here, I would say, from the folks. Not quite sure if they are getting cover here. Probably not from all the incoming fire. We do have engagements coming out across the field. Conscripts here closing in on the Kubels, but Jibber here very fast just repositions his Kubel where he needs it, essentially. And with the double folks here, it's basically going to force that conscript away, and these combat engineers won't stay for long either. Meanwhile, conscripts here charging in, trying to go for the fuel resource node here in the north. But these Stern Pioneer basically going to shut down any plans of that. And here comes the Kubel, just repositions where he needs it. Very active unit here in the hands of Jibber. Forcing that conscript away. Combat engineer getting very low as well. Probably just looking to get the capture here, but Kubel just drives in and cancels any further capturing. As we have a double combat engineer into 4 conscripts here for VonIvan. Not too usual, I will say, to get 2 combat engineers with this build. Because that's going to put a lot of stress on your manpower. But it might work versus Jibber, because Jibber likes to go a lot of mechanized. Which means he usually will have slightly delayed light vehicle timing compared to other ones. But who am I? It's a 2-to-1 in the queue here. Of course, Jibber picking up elite armor doctrine. That's going to put a lot of bleed on VonIvan's forces here. He does not have snares yet, and is not even tech tier 2 yet, so that Sysgun is basically almost 500 manpower away. So that's at least 2 minutes with the current income, and that's not even, you know, considering the fact that he might need to replenish his losses here. So yeah, VonIvan is in for a pickle, if that's an expression. So we have VonIvan here once again trying to capture North Fuel, but that Stern Pioneer just been so efficient. 5 kills, only dropping 1 model, and it's been staying on the fuel or on the map this entire time. Already at vet 1 here. Very efficient use. Meanwhile, Jibber is getting the southern fuel, the capture. And here comes the 2-to-1. Mass retreat from VonIvan once he realizes that's going to be just so much bleeding here. Nothing that can stop it. Of course, the conscripts here uraying in to stop the decap, meaning he's going to keep the fuel node in his hands. But 2-1, he can hear it through the fog of war, just insta-retreats. He wants to avoid that bleeding. He's so far away from getting a counter here. No tier 2, and he's basically stuck to reinforce here. Just very bad when it comes to manpower, and this 2-1 is just completely unchecked. We do see snares coming out, but even then he's going to have to get quite lucky to kill this. And this is why you don't usually see the double combat engineer. You usually just can't afford it with sometimes super early vehicle timing such as this one. Interestingly, no mechanized here for Jibber. So seems he might be giving up on the looks hype that we know and love him for. Could just try to see a fast tier 4 potentially. But yeah, snares are teched. Here comes the SVTs. Not enough munis there to even get the snare in. Honestly, this could probably been killed there if he had the munis and didn't drop this. That's very unfortunate for VonIvan. You always want to be able to at least snare once. I'd say that's, as a general rule of thumb, you should try to at least, you know, bank enough to always be able to afford that one snare if your opponent fucks up. But yeah, VonIvan here taking a lot of damage. We see the merge being used, but he's actually standing in red cover here, standing in the open water, taking so much damage there, just dropping so many models. Taking a look at the kill count here, you can see how bad this truly is, right? With the Kubal, the 2-1, they're just trading so efficiently. And of course, just amazing use here of the Stern Pioneer, you know, it's not retreated once, and it's just always on the field. And here we have the flag half track as well, just going to put even more pressure on VonIvan. We do have finally tier 2, but he's still so far away from even getting a assist gun or, you know, taking up to tier 3. And if he takes up to tier 3, he's gonna have to wait for the manpower for the vehicle as well. So I don't think a light vehicle is even possible here. I think he's forced into assist gun. But, you know, that's just so slow, and versus 3 light vehicles, you know, Jibber can just play the map to his advantage and avoid that one assist gun on the field. Raketenwerfer coming out for Jibber, most likely expecting a light vehicle. But it can sometimes be hard to read how much manpower your opponent has access to, but he knows this is generally the T70 timing, which we can see as well, especially with this type of map control, so I think that's just a safe pick. I'm not sure what else he could possibly want to get in instead, maybe an MG42, but even then, that's like, you know, it's not a huge loss to not get it now. But we do see a conscript going down there, 2-1, following on retreat together with the flag half track. Very nice. Actually, was one of the conscripts with SVTs as well, right? I think he's dropped 2. Yeah, it was an SVT conscript going down. That's a huge loss there for Von, actually. But finally, we have the Sysgun in queue. But even then, that's going to just be struggling so much. Must say, very nice job here though from VonIvan, managing to capture the entire right side, which is going to just give him a lot of resources. Jibber, of course, having built so many light vehicles, does not have as many capturing squads. You could potentially just send the Raketen to back capture, in my opinion, until you see the T70, but he might just be running it up here as well to, you know, make sure if the T70 hits, he has the proper counter in place already. I don't hate it too much. Yeah, there's the Sysgun reveal, 2-1 getting very low here. Let's see if the conscript can... No, smoke is coming in, so can't get the final couple of shots in there. And the flag half track stopping the conscript in its tracks. Jibber opted not to upgrade the 2-1, which means it doesn't have as much armor as it usually does when you face this vehicle. So small arms can really damage this vehicle. Then we have the Siskan attack ground attempt, but misses with a very low, small margin error there. We go Jibber finally starting to capture the map. Molotov coming in here, forcing that Falk to basically pull away. Yeah. But here comes the flak once again, delivering just so much pain all the time. And it seems we have a Dushka coming out for VonIvan. I think he has completely giving up on a light vehicle at this stage. It would simply be too late. So he's going for that T-34 stall. Might even see a conscript rebuild coming up next for him here. Honestly though, he's not too far away from a T-34, I would say. What is that? That's 70 for tier 3, 120 for tier 4. So that's 190. So a T-34 is another 90. So he's basically just 40 fuel away from a T-34 if he opts to take up here. That's definitely an option. Meanwhile, Jibber here getting that League support gun. I'm surprised how much map VonIvan is really taking here. Jibber not playing as actively as he could, I think. We do see the League, of course. I think it is to stop the oncoming support weapon. Oh, we see another combat engineer go down there from VonIvan. So that's his, I think that's his third loss of the game, if I'm not mistaken. Quite unfortunate there for Von, but of course he's not really known for his unit preservation. I also have the flares revealed here, of course, by the Stern Pioneer. Not sure if Jibber noticed. They're quite hard to spot on certain maps, such as this one. They're just very tiny, but it's not the most important to miss them, I guess. They only drop one model, but it does give that pesky vision. Oh, it's the second loss? Might be the case here. Oh yeah, it's only lost one combat engineer. Okay, my bad. But yeah, second loss there for Von. Meanwhile, we have just a huge maneuver here. Siskan way out of position, Dushka forced away. Siskan most likely getting decrewed here. Conscripts trying to get up. They are freshly rebuilt. So new conscript on the field there for Von. Smoking the Siskan here. Flak half track on the other side of the hedgerow. Stopping the conscripts. Meanwhile, this 2-1 just staying on the tail of the Siskan. As the infantry is forced away by the flamethrower. We see a merge here. Going to keep that Siskan alive. Keeping its veterancy. Very nice. 2-1. It's a shot. Will most likely go down here. By the small arms fire. Yes, indeed. Very nice there. Oof, that merge basically saving that combat engineer there. As the Siskan opens fire here, but misses, unfortunately, for Von. But very nice of him just to, you know, keep his cool, get the kill, and, you know, merge, keep his stuff alive, keep it on the field, essentially. And not, you know, completely abandon the Siskan here, because he pretty much lives and dies on this unit right now. But yeah, we have tier 3 up for Von, probably going straight into tier 4 as soon as he has the manpower for it. Meanwhile, Von here just struggling to get some of this map control back. We do have tier 4 coming up for Jibber as well. It's quite far away from a Panzer IV though, which I would assume is his option, but he does have those double Raketen out. As they are trading blows here with the burning cocktails and the flame nades. Oh, Siskan connects with the flak half track, forcing that one away. Kobold still on the field as well, now vet 2. As we see Obers coming out here for Jibber. Very nice pickup. I mean, he's so far away, far ahead here in manpower, so he can definitely afford getting a unit like this. It really fits well, I think, in his composition here. I mean, it's either an Ober or like something such as a machine gun, right? But I think the Ober is just generally better, especially versus this type of composition. You know, conscripts, they can sit behind sandbags, which the MG doesn't do well versus. They can Urra and flank with the Molotov, you know. Ober just does so much better versus that type of interaction instead of an MG. Oh, look at that. Is you know, baiting the bundle grenade there. Here we finally see it though. Does Von notice? Yes, it does. Tries to dodge it, but still takes a lot of damage, and it goes down to the Obers, just immediately paying for themselves. Very nice pickup there, and that's another loss for Von, which he really can't afford with this army composition, right? But he does have tier 4 coming up. He has also got 200 fuel stockpiled, so could see the train of T-44s slowly starting to hit the field here. Also, this fuel count essentially means you can't really get more infantry before spending this, because obviously you're gonna want to get another vehicle before you get more infantry, right? So he's going to go for possibly 3 T-44s here, I would assume, straight up. Which is going to be his basically new units instead of infantry. So he's basically stuck with what he has for quite some time here. Unless he, of course, just chooses to stockpile, but that's very uncommon for most players. Folks getting very low there, but seemingly gets away. Same on the east. And Von is finally getting some of that map back, but he is bleeding the VPs quite slow though. I'm not sure what this Siskan is doing. Quite a risky play here from Von, actually. You know, if that Panzer IV hits here, it's going to be in trouble. But yeah, first T-44 is finally in the queue. Of course, you know, Jibber already has the counter. He has 2 Raketens out. Oh, we see the armor-piercing rounds used here on the Dushka, forcing the Flakov track away, you know. Jibber probably spots the small symbol. One way to tell. They get this symbol once they start using the armor-piercing rounds. So that's when you know you should stay away with your half-tracks, essentially. Yeah, doesn't get any bursts off, but he is at least forcing the flak half-track away, you know, so he can capture the victory point in peace. The Dushka continues to move up, but the duration is now over, so it won't deal much damage to this flak half-track anymore. Oh, Conscript's getting very low here, has a long retreat path as well. Could potentially go down. Meanwhile, on the other side, Dushka setting up. He somehow gets the snare on the flak. No idea how that happened. T-44 here to finish it off. 1 Raketen is in position. Oh, sorry about that. But yeah, the flak half-track does go down. Raketen connects twice, but T-44 can easily pull away. Meanwhile, the conscript in the northwest did go down, so that's another loss for VonIvan. Down to a crippling small army force here. Infantry force, that is. But he is going to start pumping those T-44s basically every single minute now. But yeah, Panzer IV is the choice here from Jibber. Of course, he can use the Panzer Commander upgrade if he wants it. It of course gives it slightly better vision radius. And you know, it gets him the off-map artillery barrage, which is very useful. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it gives some accuracy as well for the Panzer IV. Oh, conscript getting very low there, but folks are forced away by the Dushka. Well, not quite sure what this Siskan is firing at. Might just be random attack rounds. I can't quite tell. I could also be trying to dislodge this green cover, potentially. Dushka is flanked here. T-34 is revealed in the north. Is on target vehicle though. Dushka just completely overrun here in the west. The Panzer IV here is attacking. This T-34 is completely cut off from his base, essentially. Second T-34 is on the other side of the map. We do see a ram, but no rocket follow-up here. We do see the T-34 here repositioning. I don't think he will be able to reach this Panzer IV though. Raketens already in position, connects once. Yeah, I don't think Von could really afford these losses anymore, you know. He has such a small force already, and Jibber is just, you know, he's just building more and more units. Yeah, Panzer IV already fully HP here. It was used by the emergency repairs from the commander. And he also has now the Panzer Commander upgrade from the mentioned commander, of course. Somebody. Can anybody save me? Oh. Siskan doesn't even fire. Completely flanked here. Needs to go in for the snare, however. But the Siskan losing this. He has nothing to recrew with it close by. And he basically gives it up. Jibber can just scavenge this, or he could finish it off with like the Panzer IV. Dushka charging in here. Stopping the false grenadiers, but here comes the smoke. Probably looking to scavenge that. Meanwhile, Raketen here chasing the T-34 76 away. And he's going for it. There you go. Scavenge being used. Or salvage. But Von gets there in time and manages to recruit a Siskan. MG-42, 34 sits up right in front of them. Could use that Sis barrage, but he has no munitions at all. Meanwhile, we have another T-34 in queue here for Von, but now Jibber isn't even that far away from another Panzer IV.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
Oof, heavy losses there for Von. Taking a look at the stat screen here once again, we can see how ridiculously one-sided this is when it comes to bleed. Von just can't keep up at all. And having these unit losses that he just has to, you know, keep replenishing, meaning he has less units firing at more barrels, essentially. You know, outgunned and outnumbered means you have less efficient trades. Of course, with all the vehicles, light vehicles from Jibber, also showing up on the kill-death ratio there. But yeah, one thing you've learned from watching VonIvan over the years is that you should never count him out. He does have 2 mediums now. And he still has a, you know, quite vetted force here, even though they are struggling in these engagements by just the numerically superior forces of Jibber. Yeah, Panzer IV here, potentially in trouble, using the repair in front of the T-34. Siskan setting up. What is that repair usage? Basically stunning the Panzer IV. What is going on? Rakettens forced away. Might potentially be decrewed as well, as the Panzer IV goes down. And, you know, the League is out of position. The Raketten is trying to get away. Kubel just about to go down. So does the Jibber. League goes down. Everything is dying for Jibber all of a sudden, as he is complaining in chat. Vet for Kubel here, just facing. What is the ram even? I don't understand. VonIvan just. What was that? I don't know. Lee goes down as well. Half of Jibber's army just disappeared in one single engagement. As we have the third T-34 in the queue, but we have the Panther being picked up for Jibber. What a strange choice. He knows he's up versus airborne, right? The airplanes, they will come online soon. He's already used all his munitions on his 6 conscripts or however many he has built, you know. But why the ram? Was it a misclick? I'm not sure.
Another vehicle has been lost in the defense of the Rodina. The enemy has taken our supply sector. We have a new T-34 standing by. Our enemy has only 200 points. We are losing territory.
And all of the sudden, Jibber is stuck trying to defend his tier 4 here. What an amazing turn of events. T-34 though, VonIvan allowing himself to get snared, and here comes the Panther from the north. Of course, being snared means he can't use the ram here. Not that he can afford the airplanes anyway, but he does have the Siskan in position. Somewhat. But of course it's about to get flanked here by the Folks, which could potentially mean a decrew. Oh, there we go. Heat rounds even being used from the Panther, you know. Jibber not taking any chances here. Meanwhile, the other T-34 is moving in the direction here of the Panther, but he will be long gone by the time he reaches this area. And it's basically going to force away that Raketten. Ooh. Those hits though on retreat there. Going in, I'm not sure. I think Jibber is just baiting for the snare here, which would maybe let him kill the squad. I think that was the plan there from Jibber. Just a bit of mind games, you know, essentially. Another T-34 here for VonIvan, just pumping them out regularly every single minute. You know, it means these losses don't matter as much, but versus a Panther, you'd probably want to start multiplying these. He's at least, you know, fighting a way larger infantry force. So you want to have, you know, the matching number of T-34s, which he does not have currently. Oh, and that's Sis barrage as well. But Jibber just pushing through. Basically, you know, calling his opponent's bluff here that he doesn't have any units. Yeah, Siskan gets decrew there for, I don't know, the 11th time. Tries to recrew it, but it's in front of a death squad, essentially, of Jibber. Yeah, here comes another tier 34, however. Siskan gets completely destroyed by the Rakettens, which are now fully on retreat as the T-34 are chasing the retreating Germans. Panther getting snared, missing the killing blow attack round attempt there. Jibber's forces on full retreat. This T-34 could follow all the way back to base. Or he could go for the Panther kill. It's basically up to VonIvan here. He could try both. Yeah, dealing a lot of damage here. Not going for the kills on retreat though is a bit surprising. Could also try to get, you know, the rear shots here, or the rear shots on the Panther instead of fighting him from the front. So we have another T-34 ready on standby. I mean, surely VonIvan won't let this get away. Oh, I think he really regrets his decision there. Should have gone for the retreating squads. Getting wipes here could mean his comeback. Meanwhile, we have a third T-34 here in the queue, as the Panther is using self-repair. Not quite sure what Von has been spending his munitions on here. Is it just the amount of Uras and snares and Molotovs? Because I feel like, you know, he has 58 muni income. He should have these planes ready. But he just hasn't the last couple of minutes. And finally the fuel is depleted from Von. Finally starting to build some infantry back. Getting the combat engineer now for repairs. Totally the best choice. Also a capping squad that can plant mines, you know. Definitely the way I would play this as well. And after that combat engineer, you can basically go back to pumping out 2 more T-34s again. Yeah, Jibber somehow down to 100 VPs here. No idea how VonIvan plays these games with just such a small force and still keeping up with his opponent in terms of map control and engagements. Well, that's a huge shot from that fresh T-34, by the way. This crew has been enhanced by the vodka rations given out by their glorious leader. But yeah, 3 T-34s now for VonIvan facing off versus Panther, of course, as well as the Panzer IV coming out in production. You know, he just needs to wait to get those planes up. As soon as he gets those planes, you know, he should just, you know, just like the snare, you know, you always want to have the planes ready for when your opponent is going for a greedy maneuver, trying to take out one of your T-34s. You can basically just punish them. So we have a sprinting PTRS here, sprinting into these false grenadiers. Not sure if that was the plan. Most likely not. We also have another Dushka dropped here. Not sure when he dropped that one, but most likely recently. Meanwhile, just, you know, VonIvan's T-34 is basically spreading out here. Helping him out in these infantry engagements, just trying to bleed his opponents, getting back into the game here, but Panther is fully repaired now, marching in. Ooh, connects almost twice there. You know, the other T-34s are like lurking sharks, ready to just come in from both angles any moment Jibber oversteps. Really like this way of playing the Soviet faction from VonIvan. 4th T-34 is in queue now. Also been planting some mines here, using that munitions, repairing while capturing. Just VonIvan here staying so efficient with his units, maneuvering all over the place, and Jibber is currently stuck in his little corner here. So we have one T-34 in the northeast capturing with the secure mode. And rest of the T-34s massing up. Not sure where the third one is. Oh, it was being repaired down below. Okay. Of course, Jibber has revealed the fact that he has a Panzer IV, but I must say I would way rather have 4 T-34s here. Also has the planes ready for the ram and the BAM. And is now stockpiling enough munitions to, you know, be able to Ura and snare. And Raketten are about to reveal themselves here, meaning VonIvan knows their position.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
As the silence settles on the battlefield. Or not. VonIvan is going for another charge here. Dushkas pushing forward, conscripts moving in. T-34 still staying put, but given the opportunity, I'm sure they will go in here. Panzer IV takes a hit from that anti-tank grenade from the conscripts, but not within the snaring threshold. T-34 is now on the move, probably trying to defend the Dushka flank here. These folks are actually in trouble. T-34 deals a lot of anti-infantry, very fast. Look at that damage. Probably going down, yes indeed. Just a salvo from the 3 T-34s each, killing that squad from full man. And you know, VonIvan about to be able to afford a 5th T-34 here, which he instantly queues up. Amazing play from the Lord of Chaos here, just coming back in this game. How is this even possible? I don't know. Third Raketten is built for Jibber. You know, starting to fear his lifeline probably. You can probably sense something is grueling in the minds of Mordor.
The enemy has 100 points remaining. Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
I think Jibber might have dug too deep here. As the T-34s are amassing, we also see a lot of mines being used from Von. Not liking that he's overstepping here a bit, because he wants to have the planes ready here. You know, for that inevitable tank chaos. And here they go. Rakettens are in position, however. Conscripts will spot these though. Yeah, we have 3 Rakettens. Panther and a Panzer IV versus 5 T-34 76.
We are losing territory.
Sprinting Dushka coming in here. As the T-34s are on move. And Jibber has the Rakettens, also drives on a mine here and here. 2 T-34s about to go down. The other 3 are still pushing on. Panther taking some small damage here. Ram coming in on the Panther. Panzer IV in trouble. Rakettens trying to get an angle here. Bouncing even on the rear. So the Panther is now fully functional. Did not get the engine crit this time around. T-34 now singly isolated in the north. Not what VonIvan was looking for. And he didn't have the planes ready. And of course, with the Raketten being in position and those mines just completely stopping the assault. And now the Panther is the hunter, not the hunted. As the final T-34 is attempting a ram. Not sure what happened there. Somehow it got stopped. No clue how that happened.
The enemy has destroyed one of our vehicles.
But yeah, that's all of VonIvan's forces disappearing in one fellow sweep there. As his infantry is desperately trying to get something out of this messy engagements by capping the map. Making their best attempt at doing so.
75 points remaining. You appear suited for
Of course, Jibber down to 70 VPs here, needs to get back on the map here. Raketten capturing, needs to capture the center as well. Of course, Dushka will hold any punishments for now, but Panzer IV is focus firing it, as well as the League support weapon. Conscript could potentially see its end here. No. Dushka, VonIvan's essentially only chance here, I feel like, is just stopping this from happening. But the Dushka is about to get flanked. They're both forced away. Mine is going to stop any funny business though. Another Dushka moving up. Don't think that's gonna be in time, however. Does have a crawler here, providing him vision over this squad, but does not get the suppression, seemingly.
enemy forces are neutralizing a sector. We need to re-establish our supply lines. Supply sector under attack.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else I need to say here. You know, you should never doubt VonIvan, but in this very moment, I'm definitely doubting him. I don't even think the God of Chaos can come back from losing, you know, what is that, 1500 manpower and fucking 400... Is it 400? Yeah, 450 fuel, right? 90 times 5. That's just way too much losses for even VonIvan to hold. And then Su-85 is going to be VonIvan's here. Last ditch effort, I'm assuming. I mean, if that thing steps on the battlefield, isn't it just going to get swarmed? There's still 3 Rakettens out for Jibber, as well as the Panther and the Panzer IV, which have now also acquired quite some veterans here, of course, giving them access to the Combat Blitz ability, letting them speed up, allowing to potentially get the flank on the Su-85. Oh, driving on a mine here. Panther eats a anti-tank grenade, but not enough to get the engine damage there.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
VonIvan is desperately trying to get these forces. Su-85 is in the meantime on a ghost hunt versus the Panzer IV. It does not seem to find it, as the north engagement is lost for Von, holding the center with the Dushka though, but has not got access to the south. Still a couple VP bleed here, holding 1 while his opponent is holding 0. So there you go, there it stopped. Oh, mines here though. Jibber going in for the kill on the Su-85 as soon as he spots it. Might even get the snare in here. Could be the end for the Su-85. Panzer, of course, drives on 2 mines. And, you know, Panther being under the threshold, this is now just gooses or geese for the Su-85. Can just hunt them down 1 by 1 here. Especially if you can get the snare in. Panzer IV about to go down. There you go. Panther needs to pull far away from the conscripts here. If that gets snared, it's going to be dead quite fast as well. Sturm Tiger is the follow-up pick for Jibber. The Su-85 just keeps firing. Already vet 1 here. And he's going to lose the center once again. The The Dushka is sprinting to the north. Straight into these Volksgrenadiers, but he does not care. He's going for the VPs. Could potentially set up like this, so he gets the retreat path for the Volksgrenadier in the arc. I wouldn't dislike that at all. Doesn't seem he's even attempting to kill that though. As the Sturm Tiger is here. Will VonIvan react in time? Let's check out his point of view. Oh, he sees it. Su-85 missing.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
Jibber not quite getting the target he wants, but the Dushka setting up though. Sturm Tiger immediately on the target, fires! Dushka survives with the sliver of a pixel. But VonIvan is holding the north, VonIvan is holding the south and the center. One conscript staying in there. 18 VPs remaining for Jibber. He needs to get on the VPs, he has no choice. Pushing around this opponent here, conscript staying on the field though. Forced retreat, but he has so much time to keep just bleeding a couple more VPs from Jibber every now and then. 7 VPs. He needs to grab it, grabbing it with the infantry support gun. Su-85 in the south. Oh, 4 VPs. Just 3 VPs he drops to, but he manages to stop the bleed out within neutralization in the north. He just needs to dig in. He can't afford losing one single point here. Because if he does, he will bleed out. As VonIvan's forces is uraying back onto the field with their sticks and stones versus the quite advanced units of Jibber, blowing up a vet-free SVT conscript there in one fell swoop. But the Dushkas trying to get a point. He just needs to decap this point for 1 single second, and that should be enough. Oh, not decapping, he actually needs to capture it because Jibber is holding the north. My bad. Don't mind me. Yeah, smoke is deployed by the League. And the Raketen just steps in there to stop the capture from happening, but Jibber has barely any infantry present. Yeah, Dushkas moving out of the smoke here, trying to get the line of fire around. Raketen goes down there. Still one in the on the point though. Jibber capturing the south with the Sturm Pioneer. Very solid choice, you know, he has the sweeper so he can see all the mines. Yeah, oof. I thought VonIvan was trying to dodge that, but he was just going for the capture, which basically meant he immediately lost that combat engineer there. Or so I think, yeah, he lost it. Another Raketen goes down to the Dushka fire. They're going to step into the zone now. Should be able to beat this MG44, but here comes Jibber's infantry back. VonIvan trying to grab the south. Losing center though. Another T-34 is out from Von. Dushka goes down! Von can't afford this! He's lost a con and a Dushka now. Didn't manage to beat out in the south either. This is down to the wire, it seems. Another Panzer IV is the choice for Jibber. Can barely fit it with his pop cap.
We are losing territory.
Meantime, we have an SVT drop. VonIvan, rebuilding his conscripts, does not want more T-34. I mean, Jibber used to have a force of Raketens, but he did decrew 2 of them. Very interesting choice, I must say. He will grab the south here though, which is of course going to buy him some more time, while also basically, you know, saying to his opponent, you're in lethal range. As long as he holds one, you know, Jibber's always going to be in lethal range here.
Do not let this trend continue.
But yeah, that will buy Von some more time to get enough units to actually grab 2 points here, but Jibber just digging in here. Storm Tiger fully repaired, almost fully repaired, but it is fully reloaded. About to fire on these poor combat engineers. Oh no! They go down valiantly as the fresh Panzer IV is revealed, and as the Soviets are pinned, charging into the MG34 of the Germans. Panther coming in for a flank. Su-85 opening fire but misses. Conscripts retreating there since they were pinned. Means he does not have the snares. We see heat rounds being used from the Panther. Quite strong, gives them extra damage. As well as penetration. As the Panzer IV comes in for a flank. I can't see any mines in this area. Oh, this Su-85 is in trouble. Does go down. And with that, I think all hope is lost for VonIvan as he rams the Panzer IV. But we've said that before. Doesn't have to mean anything. As he's queuing up another T-44. What a game though, folks. Von staying in this to the end. Draining his opponent down to the 3 VPs here. As his last vet-free conscript goes down. All he has is a Dushka and a conscript vet 0 and that new T-34.
Slipping from our grasp. We have only 50 points remaining.
See the flamethrower obers in the distance.
Supply sector under attack.
Oh!
Supply lines have been cut.
Fitting end to this game, I think. That VonIvan's abandoned T-34 goes down to the planes. The one thing the planes killed this game was his own T-34. But yeah, brilliant game from both players, I must say. Very exciting stuff to see such interesting maneuvers being played, you know. And there you go. Taking a look at the stats once again, I mean, we did have this huge dip dive here from Von, but we must, you know, at least admit that it's quite honorable for Von to actually come back to in a location where he possibly could be winning with that really bad early game he had until he gets the you know, the flag half track pickup and all that. Also gets the Panzer IV, you know. But just such a struggle, and then he has almost a winning position and he throws everything. Basically looking like the GameStop chart here, and here, you know, here comes the 6th of January, just dropping, pulls the rug essentially. But very fun and interesting game, and of course well played to both players, especially Jibber taking home this game. GG's.